Starting with graphics, we're going to go from the top down. We have our display mode as full screen exclusive. I choose the display monitor and display adapter according to my monitor and my graphics card. Same thing with the refresh rate and the display resolution. Scrolling at a game I have on 2.2, my NVIDIA Reflex low latency is on plus boost. Typically you use on plus boost if your GPU is better than your CPU, which is the same in my case. If your graphics card is better, just do on. For eco mode preset, we have on custom. VC gameplay is off in both menus and gameplay. Custom frame limit I have on unlimited with a gameplay frame limit of 150, which is a little bit higher than my monitor's refresh rate. So I base it according to that. For reduce menu render resolution, I have this on optimal. Game pause rendering off. Reduce quality when inactive 10 minutes. Focus mode is all the way down to 0. My HDR is off, and that's it for display. We're going to go to quality, have this on custom with your render resolution at the same that your monitor is running at. Typically this is at 100. For upscaling and sharpening, run fidelity cast and make sure the strength is at 100. For the frame generation, I don't have a 40 series, so mine is off. For RAM scale target, we're going with 80. Variable rate shading is off. And then here are some very important settings. We're just going to go over them very quickly. For texture resolution, very low. Filter, normal. Depth of field, off. Detail quality, low. Particle resolution, very low. Bullet impacts, off. Persistent effects, off. Shader quality, low. On-demand texture streaming is minimal, and I keep it at 32 with download limits on. Local texture streaming quality is normal. Shadow quality, very low. Screen space, off. Occlusion, off. Screen space reflections, off. Static reflection quality, low. Tessellation, off. Volumetric quality, low. Deferred physics quality, off. Weather grid volumes, off. Water quality, off. And that is it for the quality portion. As this video goes on, the settings are going to get a little bit more subjective. And before we get into those, not every settings video fits all. My build was personally optimized by FPS Hub. I have their link in the description below if you're interested in PC optimizations, whether that be for graphics, audio, network, all the above. I highly recommend the folks over at FPS Hub. And if you do go with them, either use code LUNCH or just let them know that I sent you there. And you should get a discount as well. But even all discounts aside, like I genuinely vouch for FPS Hub. So any PC troubles or PC optimizations you're looking to improve on, I highly recommend going through them. And up next under the view, like I said, we're starting to get more subjective. My personal favorite field of view is 105 with the ADS field of view as affected and weapon field of view of wide. So going down here, you want to make sure your motion blurs are off for the world and the weapon and turn your camera movement down to least for both of these. And that's going to be it for the view. And under benchmark is where you go to test out how good your build is. Up next, we're going to go to interface settings. Here's what my global settings look like here. I have telemetry on all off, and then some of the network icons I keep on. To readability, you want to scroll down to color customization, turn color filter to filter 2, filter target both, and then change your world color intensity to 85 and the interface color intensity to 100. This makes your game look a lot better, a lot brighter, and a little bit more saturated too. So I pretty much always use those on my interface. Scrolling back, you can go to the gameplay HUD. There's a bunch of different presets that you can go for here depending on your preference. What I've been looking at right now is just keeping on standard with a minimap shape of square and rotation on with my compass type off. I don't know why some of these settings were reset, but keep an eye on these. Make sure yours don't do the same. For crosshair, I have on static. I turn on either larger or largest depending on personal preference. Static so it doesn't bob and move around, and then I turn my crosshair spread off. And these are the rest of the settings for the gameplay HUD. And now we can back out of interface. We're gonna go to controller up next. So for controller, since I play claw, I run default flipped. Where you go to do that is swap L1 R1 and L2 R2 here. You just flip that on. The rest of the settings I have on off. My stick sensitivity is 6.6 in this game. It feels a little bit slow, but honestly, I think that's fine for how it is. I might end up bumping this up to 7.7 at a later date. For now, I'm rocking 6.6. Scrolling down to controller vibration, I have this on off. With my dead zone inputs, I run 10 for the left stick min, 70 for the left stick max. The important one is the left stick max being at 70 so that you reach that max strafe speed faster. The right stick min I have all the way down as low as I can without getting stick drift, which is 1, and even a little bit of stick drift is okay, so that's fine with me. Right stick max is on 99, and then the left trigger and right trigger don't really matter to me because I have the mouse click triggers on the Black Ops 6 scuff here. Going over here to aiming, I don't mess with the sensitivity multiplier, but I do go into the aiming advanced settings and change the response curve type to dynamic. Some of these settings are a little bit hidden, but if you know where to find them, you'll be able to change them. Target aim assist I keep on, and then some people go into the motion sensor advanced settings and turn the FOV sensitivity scaling off. I don't think this does anything if you have motion sensor behavior off, but people have been doing that for a while anyway, so I just continue to do that. Sprint assist in the movement, I actually have this on. I've messed around with tactical sprint assist as well and sprint assist. The only problem with tactical sprint assist is you don't want to be tac sprinting all the time because it takes forever to pull your gun up. So for now, I'm keeping sprint assist on so that I can sprint using the omni movement directions of left, right, and backwards. But if I want to sprint forwards, then I have single tap run on. So I only have to click the left stick once to reach tac sprint. I'll show you where that setting is a little bit later. Mantle assist I have on off, the crouch assist on off as well. Corner slicing I keep on. My slide dive behavior is hybrid. This is super important for movement and omni movement. Basically, if you lift up on your left stick and press circle, you slide. If you hold down on your left stick and press the circle button, you dive. The rest of my settings are here, but some of them are off. My automatic airborne mantle should be off. I don't know why some of the settings are a little bit weird and resetting. Sprint restore I keep on. Slide maintain sprint, I keep that on as well. And the movement advanced settings, here's where we'll go to do that single tap run, which is where you click the left stick once to reach attack sprint. This is a super important setting and one that you'll want to get used to for Black Ops 6. The ground and mantle, I turn that off, and then the rest of the settings are here. And going over to combat, there aren't too many crazy important ones under combat. If you want to change your tap to reload or prioritize interact, if you enjoy that more. Most Warzone people like the prioritize options a little bit better, but I like tap to reload. Here's where you can determine the body shield versus execution type stuff there as well. Up next, we're going to go to audio. What I have right now is just master game volume at 100%. Gameplay music, I turn all the way down. Everything else I keep on 100, 100, and then 20. For the speakers and headphones game sound device, you want to choose whichever device that you're using on your PC. The enhanced headphone mode, a lot of people have been talking about this. I keep this on. I haven't messed around or paid for the true enhancement. I think it's like a $20 purchase or something like that for the 3D sound. I haven't messed with that, and I'm waiting to hear more, but I'll update my channel depending on what people decide is best for audio. For now, I keep on Treyarch mix with mono audio off. All these settings I keep on off as well, except for the reduced tinnitus sound, I have that on. And then the rest of the settings are here for voice chat, although I don't believe these are going to be important at all. And then the last setting that I changed to save a little bit more frames, I go to account and network and turn my dismemberment and gore effects off. Real quick as well, I wanted to go over my console settings for PS5, and everything controller should remain the exact same as earlier in the video. The graphics will be a little bit different. All that you do is keep 120 Hz refresh rate on, eco mode preset off. And then for the quality, I have everything off with the fidelity cast a little bit lower. This because I play on 4K and don't want my frames to go all the way down. If you play on 1080p, you should be okay frame-wise to keep this up at 100. The on-demand texture streaming, I'm gonna keep this on minimal as well with the allocated texture size of small. And then for the view, it's what we talked about earlier. I'm going to be on 105. I had this on 120 for taking thumbnails a little bit earlier. All the field of views are wide with the camera movement on 50%. My audio is a little bit different on console. What I end up doing is leaving Treyarch mix on, and all my audio settings are the same as well on console. And I'll go through the important PS5 settings here so that you have them. And thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time at lunchtime.